Hey y'all, and welcome back to Cajun Country Living.
Today we find ourselves back out here at the old chicken coop. We're trying to make the final push to get all of our eggplant members under one hooch. Now that we have the coop finished, painted, an actual door on it, chickens can't get out. Now's the fun part. Getting everything set up inside to make all of our fowl happy and comfortable.
In the last video, we had some comments asking about the floor. So right now everything's encased, right? So we have like the screen here, we have the roof on, we have the door, but the floor is made up of the decking board with cracks in it. So we've had a lot of people say, so what are y'all gonna do about that? Are y'all gonna put flooring down? And I think we're gonna start by just taking our chances and seeing how it goes.
What about marble tile?
I think that the chickens would love that. That would be really easy cleaning. So if somebody would like to fork the money out for that one, I will not be, which means that you will not be. But I really think that we are just gonna take our chances and see how it goes first before putting anything down. We would really like to leave it how it is because that's gonna allow a lot of airflow to be able to come through the bottom of this coop, especially in these hot summer months. But we're really hoping that it does not become an issue. And the only thing that could really get in there is a pretty small snake.
Small snake, really small rodent, rat type situation. But if we do run into issues with that, we do have a contingency plan. If there's problems like that happen, we're just gonna go over the floor and staple down hardware cloth. We have some coated fine mesh hardware cloth, and that would keep anything out.
I really thought you were just gonna say, let Gus stay in there. Gus is our rodent handler, our pest control. If there's a snake somewhere, Gus is gonna sniff her out, so. And he can get under here right now, so we actually should be pretty good. Fingers crossed.
And also, before we get started in too deep with this project, I just want to reach out there and say thank you for everybody for all the birthday wishes. I was sick on my birthday, but I do feel better now. I don't really know what was wrong with me. It was pretty rough for about 5 days there. I don't know. I could have had parvo. I don't know. Maybe a mild case of rickets. Bad left eye, weak esophagus. I'm not sure what the diagnosis was, but I do know that I feel better today. And after all of that cabin fever, I am ready to tear it out by the roots.
So not only are the chickens gonna be in here, but our quail are as well. A few months ago, we hatched 54 quail. And since then, we have needed a good place to put them. So we're gonna be tackling that project first today, and hopefully it's not gonna take us too terribly long, but we've already run into one little problem, so we'll show y'all, and don't worry, we got to figure it out now, but.
All part of the master plan. Why do we have quail again?
Because I really like pickled quail eggs.
It's like a little chicken, you know? Just a tiny little chicken, tiny little egg. If you want to make an omelet, it's going to take you like a month of Sundays, but.
Whether you're camping, you're road tripping, or preparing for emergencies, the Jackery 1000 V2 is ready to power your adventures. This past summer, we saw destruction all over the US, leaving millions of people without power. Having a portable power backup station for unpredictable situations just like these is almost becoming a must nowadays, no matter where you live. With a powerful 1500 watt output, this compact power station has been upgraded by 50% from the last generation, handling everything from cooking pots and fan heaters to portable ACs and refrigerators. You can even power high demand devices like Starlink while staying connected off-grid. And Jackery made it fast and easy. Using the Charge Shield 2.0 technology, it takes the 1000 V2 from zero to fully charged in just 1 hour. That's convenient whenever you're on the go or need power in a hurry. Built to last, the 1000 V2 has an incredible 4000 life cycle, providing reliable power for up to 10 years with daily use. Its rugged design with UL shock and fire resistance means it's safe and ready for any adventure. The little powerhouse even includes dual 100 watt PD charging and USB A and C ports to keep all your devices charged, while its compact design and foldable handles make it easy to carry and store. The Jackery 1000 V2 and the Jackery 1000 Plus are ideal for outdoor use and are also suitable for entry-level emergency preparedness, having backup power functions. Get up to 50% off of this Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Head down to the description and click the link to find out more. Y'all, this is actually a really great deal, and we have given away multiple Jackeries. We have been able to provide family members with them, and truly this is such a great product. So y'all head down there and back to the project.
We were gifted these 2 cages, and the one that they're in right now has a divider in it, and this one does not. This is kind of what we wanted to put them into right now, but eventually both of these cages are going to be mounted inside of the coop. And that's so if we hatch more small chickens, we do whatever, we have some place to be able to maneuver them around and what have you. But the reason we're not going to mount this one in first is because the wire needs to be replaced on the front of this. And the necessity to have this exact pin in there right now is just not there.
So this is the one that the quail are obviously currently in, and it's got a divider right in the middle. So it's got 2 doors, which is gonna be nice for if we end up hatching quail and some chickens at the same time. But we actually wanna take this tin off of the top and put this same hardware cloth that we have around the outside of the chicken coop on the top. So that means that we're gonna have to take these quail out. Oh, I hope they could hear that. They sound so beautiful. But we're gonna take these quail out real quick and get this top completed with the mesh. That way, whenever we go to put this in place, all we'll have to do is really build up around here. So the reason that we don't wanna just leave this tin, it definitely is serving a purpose right now, but what we wanna do is make it where the chickens cannot roost on top of here. This is like prime chicken roost, poop galore situation that we really don't wanna have to clean off. So if we just put the hardware cloth on top, then we'll be able to build around that a lot easier. This is our handy dandy quail carrying hootis.
The quail taxi.
The quail taxi. All right.
This ought to be fun. I just wondered, should we take bets on how many is gonna fly away?
Let's not, because then maybe none will.
One thing about it, when these things hit, they are gone.
There are different breeds of quail that I've heard are a little bit more tame than others. This is definitely not the kind, and truthfully, we're not really sure what breed these are. We kind of have a mix match. So whenever we got these eggs, we actually got it from your daddy's cousin who gave them to us, and he's got all different types of quail. So this is the example. So,
Whoa. Easy.
So here's a perfect example of even though they came from the same place, y'all have to see how much different these quail look.
Look how pretty that one is.
We have some that look like this dark, and if any of y'all know what kinds these are, please drop in the comments and let us know, because we've got a few that look different, and that might be because one's a male, one's a female. That one kind of looks like a female. Maybe she's just puffing her chest out.
Trying to show her dominance.
Another reason that a lot of people have quail is because they reproduce insanely quick. They are supposed to start laying between 6 and 8 weeks, and they're full grown by 8 weeks. So you can mass produce them pretty stinking fast. Do you remember how long it took them in the incubator?
I don't really know. Seems like we put the eggs in there one day and a couple days later they hatched. Seems to me like it was like 18, 20 days, something like that. It was really, really fast.
I think that's right, because it was a few days less than what chickens were, and chickens usually take around 21 days. All right, we're halfway there. Always been lighter than all the other ones. Not really sure why, but this is the only one that we have that looks like this. She is so light, y'all. It is crazy. Okay, I'm putting you up. I'm putting you up. I don't want you to get hurt. There you go. Back with your friends. Have you ever seen a pet taxi full of quail before?
That's the first time for me. And I mean, it is full of quail.
won't be long. Just a while and then I'm back where I belong. Keep the hall fire burning while I'm gone.
This extension cord runs inside. I don't really know if it's on both sides or not. I bet so. But the reason that they had that was for the heat lamp that they were putting in here. We don't want a heat lamp in here. If we need one, we can always add one on the outside. So we're gonna make sure that we take this out as well. And currently we don't have power out here. So I'll have to figure that out at some time, Jim Wayne.
I think we can handle that.
Well, I think if they're gonna have marble floors, they're gonna want some type of chandelier. So right now the quail cage is up on its legs, but we really want the quail cage to sit in this area, and we would either have to put new legs on it, or what we could do is just mount it to the wall. So that's the plan. So we're fixing to cut the legs off of this quail cage, that way we can mount it right here to these 3 studs. Or maybe that stud too. Just in this general area.
I thought we was gonna have to cut these legs off, but it looks like they're all screws, so they should just unscrew and lift out of there.
Yeah, and whoever screwed those in really meant it. I think each leg has 10 screws.
Yeah, got a 1x4 with 40-11 screws in each one of them.
Okay, I know that we don't typically show stuff on our channel like this, but I think that we should tell them about that little snake. What happened to it?
That was a weird, weird situation right there. I have to say, that was the first time in my life I have been around every kind of venomous, poisonous, creepy crawly thing down here, and I have never seen that.
Okay, so we've told this before on our channel, but Gus is a pest control for us, right? So anything that's like a venomous snake, he is all about. We did not train him to do that. I guess it's that quarter beagle in him or whatever the case is, but either way, with little ones and kids and people coming around here, it really does make us really nervous because the woods are right here, and we get probably just copperheads a year, between 10 and 20 that Gus is able to find. And that ends up like right here by the house, around the house, blue runners sometimes, water moccasins. I mean, all these crazy different kinds of snakes. So one of the snakes is a coral snake that comes around here, and it's the red on yellow, so you're a dead fellow, right? Well, Gus is having his day with him the other day, and I saw him out there, so I walked out there to make sure that Gus didn't get bit, because you always got to make sure he's okay. But anyway, we walk out there, and y'all, this coral snake had done ate that little king snake.
The king snake that we showed in the video that we were so proud of, and we moved out of the way like, here, good fella, can't wait for you to grow up and get a little bigger so you can help out eating all these poisonous snakes. Well, he did not pass go.
Now, I guess that we don't know if that was the exact same one, but if we had to guess, it was in the same general region. And
I've never seen a king snake that small. I mean, had to have been freshly hatched. So I was that day years old whenever I seen my first small, tiny king snake. And then a couple days later, we see this ginormous coral snake, one of the biggest ones I've ever seen, swallowing a king snake that fit that description. So I don't know. The king snake he didn't make the cut.
Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air getting thinner. Standing in a blurry dream.
Woo! This thing is stanky. Probably should have washed her out. Are you sure you're gonna be able to hold this up?
I don't know. We're gonna see.
I think I might be able to hold it better than you. With how sick you've been.
Okay. We're gonna get there.
You just tell me what you want me to do. If you want me to keep it even.
Okay.
Got it?
I think
Got
so. Does it need to go up some more?
It's close enough. I think we should use the eyeball method at this stage. So I believe that this looks great. Okay, love it. Get it in your pocket. All right, now we're talking.
We're in the quail business now. One thing with it being high like that, if we do get some cold, rainy wind, it's gonna hit the coop and it won't hit our quail. So they're gonna be out of the direct line of fire from any blowing rains and all that kind of good business.
Alrighty, so all we need is to set up their waters and their feeders in here. One for that side and one on this side. But we're definitely gonna have to address putting something down here because they're already making a huge mess. We're thinking that maybe something like a tray down there that we can take out and wash off and then put back in there. Oh my gosh, it's just steady poop.
I'm thinking about a once a day water hose.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to put a water hose out here.
Well, one thing that quail are really good at that I've figured out, I mean, they're really, really good at this, is taking quail feed and turning it into quail poop. I mean, they're experts at their craft.
On to the next.
They sure are pretty though.
I know. I kind of want to start hatching another batch.
Oh my God, let's go.